Hey guys, welcome back. Now we're going to continue on to the World Cup previews for Group C. And to start off, we have France.
So let's start off with France, and we talk about they're probably the favorites to win this World Cup given their team,
Mhm.
and their strengths is their attack. I think they've got and midfield and defense
And
and probably
keeping.
goalie.
Yeah.
So I think they've got an all-round team. They've got from attack Griezmann, Mbappe,
Giroud, Lemar,
yeah, to midfield Pogba and
Kante.
Kante, and
Kante.
yeah,
Yes.
the defense of Varane, and they have Umtiti, and their back line is Hugo Lloris. So that's their
It's just
strengths.
it's
But
strong in every sense of the word. Yeah, and Benjamin Mendy too. Like he's fine now. So in every sense of the word, France, you could literally make two or three different teams out of the squad for France. You can have a B team which is strong enough to actually compete in the World Cup again. We can all easily argue that. So their strengths is just right up there. But
but they are known for choking at the semi-finals and final stage. They can't
mhm,
get it over the line sometimes. That's what takes a good team to a great team and a great team to a
yep.
legendary team. And you
Hmm.
need that little bit of luck, which they have not found yet.
Yeah, yeah.
We wishing they
And consistency, right? They've even lost to Sweden, and even in the qualifying rounds they drew with Belarus. And it was just all around. It seems a very tumultuous thing for a team of this caliber.
yeah,
So
to mention that, and not to forget that they're missing out Anthony Martial, Lacazette, Benzema. So they've got so much of potential. They'll be hoping 2018 is their year. They can
yep.
finally
Hmm.
break the voodoo and get past the finish line.
Yep.
You talk about star players, it's so difficult. Like in Spain, so many star players. I would say it's got to be Griezmann. I think it's just got to be Griezmann. I know Pogba is a huge star, but Pogba still has time. Maybe next World Cup to be the star. Mbappe, same thing. He's got two World Cups to be the star. Griezmann, 27 years of age. This is his time to kind of say, I am now the top three or top five in the world.
Okay, yeah, definitely. I completely agree. Yeah, that's why with because of how great he is, we have all this transfer talk season going. The whole world's in a frenzy. Is he staying? Is he gonna go? We don't know. So let's move on to Australia. Then we have the yellow gold. This team, Australia is crazy. They're just good at every single sport. They're good at hockey, cricket, football. What's going on with Australia? And they've shown their mettle in the past World Cups. They've actually gone past group stages, gone to the next rounds, and they've done quite well through their veteran players
Yeah,
like Tim Cahill.
yeah, Tim Cahill. I think the strength is well, they're not too flashy, but I think with Bert Van Marwijk, who's now moved from I think from Saudi Arabia, what's that to Australia, he's kind of given them a little more compact in defense kind of style of play, something similar to the Dutch. And
Right.
I think the forward lineup is kind of still needs to work it out. I'm not sure. See, the thing with Australia is they never come against these big teams. They've come against them. I mean, they came against Spain and Netherlands, and they did quite well in the 2014 World Cup. So it's just interesting to see whether they can do it again this time with.
Mhm.
That's probably the weakness that they've
Right.
had
No,
frequent competition.
right, exactly. They have pretty much been number one in Asia. They're grouped into the Asia team, and they've always been playing with teams that are not as strong as them. So yeah, definitely agree. Their experience in terms of higher caliber opponents is quite lacking, and that's true. Well, in terms of star player, who would you argue to be the best?
Uh, well, there are two, but if you're looking at a star player right now, I would say Aaron Moy.
Yeah.
I think he was in Man City after being bought from Adelaide or one of the
Mm.
Melbourne, I think Melbourne or something, one of the Australian teams. He'd been brought to Man City, and well, he's not played there, but I think he still remains Australia's focal point in midfield.
Yeah, just like how the same story with Huddersfield, right? Harmony plays for Huddersfield.
I thought was it really no? Oh yeah. I think he does.
Yeah, he does the same thing for he's their crux, he's their pivotal point, and he brings that energy and he raises up the midfield around him and gets the team going, attack, attack, attack. So that's what I love about Aaron Moy. So I agree too. I think he's He's Australia's star player for sure. So then
You
we
can't
have,
really go past Tim Cahill with his veteran status, and
yeah, his experience.
goal
Yeah,
scoring form in the World Cup is crazy.
definitely.
But yeah, that's about Australia. I think we should now move on to Peru. And
Yep.
the first controversy regarding Peru was their captain, Paulo Guerrero, whether
Hmm.
he was banned from playing, I think from November 2017 for the doping scandal. He hadn't played too much of football. And there
Hmm.
were talks of him missing the World Cup, banned him even for the World Cup. But then there were a lot of players who had supported him, who backed him, and they kind of, I think, reinstated him back into the
Hmm.
Peruvian national team. But because of the lack of football, that could be some of like a weakness because they don't have that leader who's been with them
Yeah, definitely right.
long. Uh,
Mhm.
but the fact that they're in the World Cup, the fact that they beat the likes of Chile and they've got past
Yeah, that's something amazing about Spanish South American teams. They bring with them that passion, and that determination to actually do well and make their country, their home country, proud. So it's like that. We saw that from Chile last time. They just dragged them so far into the tournament. So I think I would never count out a South American team, especially Peru too. I think they have a good chance of showing that they can be there as well as part of the World Cup teams.
apart from Guerrero kind of being a focal point to talk about, we should talk about I think another star player which is Jefferson Farfan. Uh,
Hmm.
I remember watching him for some team earlier, but now he plays in Russia, so he know the
Hmm.
conditions more than some of the other players, I guess. He is on
Hmm.
the wrong side of 30, but like we said the same thing with Ronaldo, and they're all on the wrong side of 30, but they
Yeah,
lead
but
their team. So it'll be interesting to see. Their forward lineup definitely needs to click in order to stand a chance to qualify for this group.
sure. Yeah, definitely. I agree with that too. So we finally come down to Denmark. Denmark, the team number four. Uh,
Yeah, it's it's interesting. They've got good players,
yep.
and
They have notable players,
I
people in
think
the Premier League.
their forward lineup has done well in the World Cups and the Euros. I think I remember
Before.
Michael
Yep.
Crondelli was decent. They are obviously missing their main man, Nicholas Bentner, Lord Bentner,
Lord Batman.
for whom there was a petition to get him to postpone the World Cup so that until he comes back. So they're going to miss
Love it.
that. That's probably one of the weakness that they're going to miss that focal point in the front of their team. But their midfield
I
is
suppose.
quite good.
Yeah, we have Christian Eriksen, the creative focal point of Spurs in themselves. Like I definitely think he has the ability to change the tide of the game, and I agree. Yeah, there is a gap in the attacks focal point, but in terms of creativity from the midfield, there's a lot that Christian Eriksen can compensate for and try to pull strings and try to change the game. So there is that. I think that's one of their strengths too. That they have such a highly creative player on their team. But yeah.
And also their defense with Simon Kjaer and their goalkeeper Kasper Schmeichel, who's done well for Leicester. They are
Yes.
bonuses. So yeah, they have Kasper Schmeichel, who's done well for the Leicester
Hmm.
team, and you'd expect. I think Christian Eriksen is definitely the star man. If he clicks, Denmark do stand a chance of qualifying. I think
Definitely.
a better chance than Australia. They have a better chance than Peru. Obviously not as France, but
Definitely. I agree. So yeah. So then let's perfect time to jump on to our predictions for the group. Where do you see the top four? How do you see this group stable ending up?
Group C. Well, obviously, number one has to be France. You can't look beyond them.
Yeah.
Their team is ridiculous.
Yep.
If this team was to play, if football was played on paper,
Yeah.
should
It's
kind of win most of
win.
the matches.
Yep.
Okay.
Hmm.
Uh, but you will see France probably be number one. I think there's no doubt about that.
Yep. Hmm.
The second spot's going to be really tough. It's either I think it's going to be really close because each team have their strengths and weaknesses and they're almost equal. I would
Yeah.
say Peru might just edge out of the race
Hmm.
because of the lack of experience, but I would probably put Denmark because I think they have that slight bit of quality over Australia. Uh,
Yeah. Definitely.
in Australia, whereas these guys have Christian Eriksen, Michael Crondelli. they have places where they can hurt the opposition.
Definitely, I agree too. I think it's the same situation. I would put the same table. I would say, yeah, France first, and Denmark's quality edging them out over Australia, Peru. Even though they have the ability, I think they're going to end up fourth. Anyway, so that's it for now, and hopefully we'll see you guys again for the preview for Group D. Bye bye.